Hello, family. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy E, the Dividend Passport Bro, back with another video. Guys, as always, I like to say thanks to all of the new subscribers. Whatever they say, whatever one or two are gathered together, we're gonna be successful, right? That's how we do it. We're gonna be successful because we make it our business to be successful and focus on our success. Guys, we are pushing what we're pushing 3,000 subscribers. We got 2,220 plus subscribers, right? Sometime this week or next week, we're gonna be over the 300 mark. Well, not quite the 300 mark. We just got 320, 325, something like that. But we still pushing, and we building the momentum slowly. I appreciate you guys for liking and sharing the content as we continue to grow the channel. And also, guys, I appreciate your comments. Okay, try to leave comments. If you're watching the videos, you see something you like or something you don't like or something that need to be changed, comment on it. Okay, guys, because we are growing here together. Okay, we're growing together. Now you see we got over 321 videos. I'm currently making the 322nd video on this channel. So guys, we do content every day, and I know we usually just talk about the portfolio and then whatever else going on with me for the most part, right? My boring life. But guys, today I wanted to reiterate, right, and encourage you guys to invest. Now, I was sitting there with my daughter trying to get her to eat, and I was like, and I don't know why this stuff just crossed my mind. I was like, how many people, right, that didn't take the chance to invest, even though they already were investing and have portfolios and had money sitting on the sideline, but they were sitting there waiting to see how low the market's going to go, or people pulling the money out, right? People pulling money out and all this other stuff. And I'm sitting there like, why? You know what I'm saying? People pull money out and lose millions of dollars. I know we just got we 1,000 years and 100 years, like I like to call it. We pull our $500-600 out. Okay, yeah, big deal, right? What happens? You pull your $3,000-4,000 out. Yeah, it's a big deal. What happened? But people, just like you pulling your $3,000-4,000 out, $200-300 out, people are selling at a loss for millions and millions of dollars. And this stuff never makes sense to me because as long as we can remember, the market always recover. And this time around, we know exactly why the market is down. So it's time to like buy daily cost average um, into the market because you know it's going to get back to that high, right? We're at the all-time low, and it's going to get back to that high we were at 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. I can't even keep up now because my days get all crossed. I'm like, whenever I retire, actually, it's going to be bad because the only thing that's going to keep me focused on the day of the week is my kids going to school or me getting up to make videos, right? I get to look at and see what the date on the thing, but that I don't even know what day it is sometimes. That's how bad it is because it's like my life is just so chill. But guys, and I was sitting there, right? And I was like, how many people didn't take advantage of it, right? I talked to Christian. He's like, man, my portfolio is back up. I was like, good. But he's been investing. He's every time he gets paid, he put 100, 150, $200 into his portfolio, and his portfolio is getting larger and larger, and his income is increasing. So I think soon he's gonna probably be at $100 a month. Now he probably have close to $1,000 in his portfolio, but that's still a lot of money. That $100 can go to whatever he needs to, right? Now the reason I started on the topic is, can you live off dividend? Can you take a little bit, right, from your salary every month to live off dividend? Now, in the U.S., like I said, that's a guy who just retired, and I think he's spending like $1,200 a month in his retired. He retired at 55, I think. Um, they're around the same age I'm planning to retire. The only difference is, right, he's not a dividend investor. He's retiring because he got like 100,000 something out of cash sitting in the bank or in some CDs, and he got his full 01k, which is about 500k that he can pull from. Now, for me, right, I'm not depending on 401k. I'm not depending on my Roth, right? I'm building my own retirement by creating dividend income, right? And I already passed my annual income, but right now I can't do nothing because I got to balance out my margins, right? And build these other portfolios for my daughter tuition, for my expenses, and then continue to build my Robinhood, my Charles Schwab, and my Fidelity account, right? And eventually I will pull funds from my Fidelity to put into the other accounts. But the overall goal is to have my smaller accounts take care of me, right? My Charles Schwab take care of me. My Fidelity account, which is my bigger account, which funds got transferred into, and the Robinhood account was just recreated, reactivated. That is for my daughters tuition, whatever other expenses that we may need, is going to come out of that account. Now, guys, let's go to this account. Now, as we sit here and do nothing, right? This account, this is what we got in dividend this past week, right? $2 for my 90 something dollar account. $2 in dividend. Now, for some people, that can seem like nothing, right? That can seem like nothing. $2.20 in dividend from $100, less than $100 portfolio. Now, it's just this week. Next week, we're going to get more money. The next week, we're going to get more money. And eventually, right, this $2 and something we got this week. Now, this is just from this week. When we add everything up, this is second week, I believe. We close to like $2.40 in dividend. But next week, we're going to get more dividend. And this portfolio is going to continue to grow, right? And this portfolio is a mixture of extreme high yield, mid yield, and lower yield, right? As I like to break it down. Now, you guys can see some of the positions to the side here. Now, I still got to add some more positions in here because, like I said, I need to have enough positions in here that would generate me $100 a month or $300 a quarter, and that's how we're gonna roll. That's how we're gonna do it. Okay. And if I have 50 positions that generated me $100 a month, that's more than what I need. Let me see why this girl is over there making this noise right now. She's watching TV, and of course, sometimes whatever she watches, you get the need to yell. But guys, look at my Coca-Cola. Put $1 in here, right? A lot of these positions, right? Except for Palantir, which I think I put $6 into, right? That's what we got this $2 and something from. Well, I guess I don't remember now, but I need to go back and check. We just did this thing yesterday. Like I said, I don't really keep up with it. The income is coming in from all of these different positions, and I still have to add my curve. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm waiting till this week. Once I get paid from my job, I'm gonna add a couple $100 in here, um, or move some money from Fidelity to go in here to build the portfolio. Now, at some point, right, um, we need to hurry up and get this thing to $1,000 because the quicker we are to $1,000 in income, the better we are as far as reinvesting, right? Because right now I don't need to pull any cash out of this portfolio. If I need to pull cash for whatever reason, it's going to come from my Fidelity account. But so let's give this portfolio time to grow. Um, that's pretty much it. We're going to continue to grow the portfolio, and as we decide to live off a dividend, right? Um, we got multiple portfolios, right? That is finding its way back. Now, all the funds that came in here, as far as it's already been reinvested already, right? We reinvest the sucker. We're not playing. We reinvest them. Um, I believe the only thing that's not set to reinvest right now is Misty. I need to add some money into here because I need to get this offering from Cornerstone. This is for CLM and CRF. These two. That's what this offering is about. So of course I need to contact um, the brokerage, my broker, to get this taken care of because we definitely need to buy more stuff at a discount. Okay, guys. So as you can see, overall we're down 27%. Right now we're down 13%. Now once we throw a few $1,000 into this portfolio and buy more Misty, right? 'Cause right now the things that I want to focus on is Misty and Palantir because before Misty was my highest paying dividend, right? But now that we add Palantir, I'm continuing to buy Palantir. I need to kind of get to 1,000 shares, not just in this portfolio, but in my other portfolio, right? We're going to continue to add to Palantir, PLTY, right? PLTY, guys, what I'm talking about. This is a UMAX fund. Right now, I only got seven, but as I continue to add to these, right, and build these up, because some of these other positions, um, I'm going to hold on to because I don't want to sell at a loss. But most of my energy is going to be going, especially for my extreme high yield, it's going to be going to PLTY and Misty. So right now, Misty is like in all of my portfolios. Misty is the one that paid me the most. Um, Misty and Palantir. Well, Misty because I got like 5,000 plus share of Misty. And then Palantir, of course, they pay a little bit more than Misty, who got paid $4 and something less this past week, which is crazy. I was hoping, but it's just me, right? I was hoping, I'm like, well, they did look at the numbers. That's what I bought. Look at the numbers, what they did the previous weeks, last month, up until last month when they got paid, when we got paid, and looking at this time we got paid, it was similar transactions. We're looking at the actual cost of the positions and all that stuff, but the yield was still we still got paid $1 or something less, I believe. It was five something last time, it's four something this time. So let's say $1. Um, but still, that's $4 and for a share. Of course, that's what I say, guys. Investing in these high yield, we get to where we collect the money, right? We collect that regular income, and then we take that regular income, reinvest it into something safer, right? Um, you can reinvest into one of these companies that pay decent yield, but they're also safer. Um, looking in here, you won't see a lot of stuff. You got JP, JPQ, JP. Okay, these are decent positions. They're not paying above 10% yield, but they pay okay. Okay, so those are some of the things you look at and you see my curve. They're doing good. It's not all crazy, but they're down. They're not down bad compared to my yield max. Okay, but they don't pay the same amount of dividend compared to yield max either. Okay, guys, but there is a possibility that you can live off of margins. I mean, it's possible. The goal is to be patient. I keep saying that, be patient, even though I'm investing in extreme high yield, like yield max and other funds. But I said patience is key. Um, because I keep telling you guys to remember this. I just didn't start it this week and start, boom, I got 20,000 or $30,000 coming in. This is something that I started over 5 years ago, investing in VYM, SHD, those companies, right? Those ETFs. Um, so it took time, right? With a little bit of extreme high yield, it took time, um, to get to where I'm at, right? I was already generating 20 some $1,000 a year when I decided to say, you know what, let me add a little bit more extreme high yield into my portfolio. Right? Let me add more yield max. Let me add more um, Misty and all the other positions in there. Right? I was already generating what my number was, $24,000 a year. Is what I needed to live outside the U.S. For me, comfortably, is what I needed to live outside the U.S. because I've spent a few years in Colombia for work, a month at a time, side of the week, 1 to 2 weeks, and then a month at a time, to where I felt comfortable and I know, what I can get for my dollar to not be stressed out. So let's say if I don't have a job, okay, I'm going to generate enough income from my dividend portfolio that I'm going to be okay. All right. And I know I go back and forth about selling my house, but if I decide to sell my house, right, that's another couple $100,000 I can throw into my portfolio, right, from the profits, uh, the proceeds, not profits, but I guess you can say profits, from the proceeds from selling the house. I can throw that in my portfolio, right? That $100,000, $200,000 with a mixture of high yield and lower yield positions, it's going to generate me a decent amount of money, right? Probably over 9 grand a month, depending on what I put into that portfolio. And this without margin. I mean, that's some good money, right? That's some decent money. Now we're just looking at, from a monthly, from an income basis, right? This tool that always calculate sometimes lower, sometimes higher. But income, the annual income right now monthly is about $32,000. We know we didn't generate that much this month, but this is all estimated. 7,000 a week, 1,000 a day, $45.15 hourly. The yield is 87.48%. The yield on cost is 66.54%. So as you can see, it's still showing that the portfolio is down 23% overall, and then in a day is down 0.58%, just 2,000 something dollars. Now, we know that my portfolio wasn't down this past week, so I don't know what this number is coming from. But like I say, this thing, it does this calculation a little bit weird. The reason I like to use this on the weekend is because of this part of this tracker, right? Um, but it is what it is. Now we still got dividend coming in tomorrow, like I told you guys, right? I got dividend coming in tomorrow. Look at this right here, right? Next couple days, the next payout, right? I got this right here coming in, right? $9 and change coming in tomorrow. That would just increase the income, right? I got gain, gonna be paying the dividend down from 54%, 54 cents to 8 cents. It's coming on the 31st. Um, you know, that's what all this stuff you see is coming in, dividend coming in. We get a pay cut, a few cents increase. It kind of shows you if it leveled out. It kind of shows all this stuff, right? So I mean, we get this is some of the stuff that this is already paid. Now we're looking at dividend went up here for the 7. Dividend went up, went down. So you can see the dividend. We can just look and see the recent dividend and what's coming, what's going to the portfolio. But this is stuff I like to look at these trackers because it's motivating, right? It motivates me. I don't know about everybody else. It motivates me on what I need to do to better my portfolio. Need to add more money to the portfolio. Now, the goal here is to make money. So as we continue to invest money back into the portfolio, the income we receive gets higher and higher. Now, the wonderful part about this is when you get to the where you feel comfortable to say, okay, I can retire or move outside the country to where the dollar can go a long way. Then you realize, okay, well, I thought I needed 5,000, but in all actuality, maybe I need only 2,000 to be able to live, to be able to retire early. Um, Now, a lot of times we sit here and say, well, my friends, my family. Yes, friends and family is great, right? Because it's always good to talk to somebody. But you don't have to be in the US to talk to somebody. You can be anywhere and talk to somebody because of the internet. You can use WhatsApp or the different apps, Facebook, talk on Facebook or whatever else. And then spending time with people. I'm telling you, I've been back home, what, 2 weeks now? I can't even keep up to date. 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And the only person been to my house since I've been back is Christian. That's the only person been to my house since I've been back. Right? Nobody else come to see me. So all of the conversations I have with people is over the phone. Because the people that are my friends and stuff, these people doing great for themselves. They're busy. They have young family like myself, young kids. The ones that don't have young kids, the executives, they travel a lot for work. And I don't miss their lifestyle. I travel for fun 90% of the time, and the other 10% of the time is work, it's business. But most of the time it's fun, right? And I want to keep my lifestyle. I enjoy my lifestyle. I don't want anybody else's life, right? So when I talk to you guys and try to encourage you guys to invest in your future, for you to be able to build the kind of life you want, okay? For you to build the kind of life you want, you don't know everybody else's story. You don't know how the other person is generating 20,000 a month, 20,000 a week. You don't know how long it took them to get there. You don't know how much money to put into the account to spend or buy to generate that. So you can say, "Oh, I just started this week. How long is going to take me?" Well, it depends on you. How much you're willing to put into your account to invest. How much you're ready to grow the account to see their dividend coming in, right? That's up to you. And dividend investing is very addictive, right? It's like planting a tree, and every single day, depending on how your portfolio is, you have money coming in. In my case now, if you look at my Robinhood portfolio, if we look at my Robinhood portfolio, right? In my case, it's pennies. I got pennies coming in, right? The internet is slow. I got pennies coming in. Let's go to dividend real quick. Divvy. All right. In my case, I have pennies coming in, right? Except for here, right? Volunteer, well, we got $2 and change. But everywhere else, I got 8 cents, 1 cent, 5 cents, 1 cent, 5 cents, 1 cent. So, but for me, I love this stuff because it tells me that next month I'm gonna be getting more than 1 cent, 5 cents, right? Next month I'm gonna be getting more than that because we're reinvesting, buying more positions, right? So right now I got $2 dividend sitting in my portfolio. Now I need to go back and set things to reinvest. Pretty much everything to reinvest for now. I need to do that with this portfolio. So when I get my little penny and stuff, I can reinvest them back into the positions, right? Because we're trying to grow the positions. Somebody's paid quarterly, some of them paid monthly, and that's that. So guys, you can call this what you want, but how many times you put money into your savings account, you have thousands of dollars in your savings account, you might get 3 cents. You might get 3 cents in interest or whatever to give you back, right? But for my little 90 some dollars portfolio, I've already gotten over $2 in return, less than 2 weeks, right? So this is not to discourage you from putting money in the bank. Yes, you need to put money aside, right? At some point, yes, I need to put money aside for emergency. Um, so if something happened, I can just pull cash. Now, of course, I do, but I don't have a lot of cash. I don't keep a lot of cash. I barely keep 1 month of expenses sitting aside because I just mean I rather have the money in the market making money because if something happened, I can say okay, well I can wait till next month to get dividend and pay, or put it on the credit card and then pay the credit card back, right? So I'm not saying to do this. I'm just telling you what I do, right? This is what I do. But growing the portfolio, right? Move out of the way. Growing the portfolios is I don't know, it's fun, especially when you don't need the money, right? If you put the money in, you need the money, you're not getting anywhere. Volunteer reinvested $3, Mara $49, Nvidia $3.50, right? So of course these are my high yield, right? But if I was just trying to get $100 out of here and then everything else is reinvested into something else, I'm halfway there with this one. I'm almost there with this one, guys. I don't know how easy it is or how hard it is for me to keep telling you guys this. Remember, guys, you're not doing this for me. You're doing this for yourself. Okay? Invest in your future is all I can tell you. I can encourage you to do this because it's going to benefit you more than it's going to benefit me. It's going to benefit you more than it's going to benefit me. And sometimes, you help people. It's not because you want a return, like financial return, but I help people, give them ideas and what to do to help them build their portfolio and all this good stuff, so they can in turn pay it forward to somebody else, right? In turn, you can say, hey, you know what? This guy helped me, right? Showed me what I needed to do to get started, open my account, buy a few dividend kings and dividend aristocrats with the ones that have the better yield, 3-4%, and continue to add money to those. Try to get 30, 50 positions that's going to generate you $100 a month. If you're making 3 or 4 grand a month in income, it's going to take a while to build that, right? But if you get tax return, you put that money in there. Any kind of extra money that you get, you put that money in there. So at some point, you're going to be good because you're not going to need that job anymore. You're not going to work because you need to, because you have to, but you're going to work because you want to. And guys, you know what I'm talking about, right? When you getting up and go to work and you upset and fussing, man, I gotta go to this stupid job, I gotta deal with these people, bad attitude. But if you have money to where you never need to go to work again, that's coming in every month, no matter what. If the market go up or down, you still get your dividend. The dividend might get cut. So at some point, that's why I tell you to have 2 or 3 times more than what you need before you stop. Especially if you're investing in extreme high yield stuff. But if you invest in a regular yield, I mean, they might go down a little bit, but like I said, if you got 50 companies paying you, it's better than having 10 companies paying you. Because when one of those 10 cut you down 10%, now you're down to 90%. But if you got 50 and one of them gone, it's less than 2 or 3%. You don't really feel it. It doesn't affect you, right? Because you're getting $100 from each one of those bad boys, and one cut dividend a percentage of 2%, 3%. Okay, so what? You still got 45, 49 other companies that's paying you $100 a month. So you're still getting close to what you need to survive and have extra to reinvest. Because you always want to put back a little bit. You always want to reinvest and not just take all the money and go spend it and like, okay, well, the portfolio is going to grow. Yeah, it's going to grow depending on how you take care of it, how you nourish that portfolio. Okay, guys, this is not financial advice. Okay, this is just me talking about what I'm doing and giving you guys some ideas to think outside the box to help you grow your financial future. Okay, guys. So with that said, I'd like to say thank again to all of you guys for watching the content, for liking, sharing the content. I appreciate you guys. You guys motivate me to do what I do right now. And my retirement portfolio, my Roth account, it's about to hit 100,000 again. It was above 100 before all this craziness started and went down to like 80 something, right? And we a few $1,000s from hitting back to 100. Now I was going to sell Misty again and say, you know what, I'm going to sell some of Misty, buy something else. But what else can I buy other than? Sell some Palantir in that portfolio and buy something else. But what else can I buy other than Misty? That's going to give me any kind of money close to Palantir. Nothing. So I think I have like $3,000 or $4,000 sitting in the account. Next week, sometime, we're going to buy some more Misty. With that 3 or 4 grand, Monday or Tuesday, we're going to buy some Misty a couple weeks before Misty pays. So whenever Misty pays, we're going to get that income, right? And just let it sit there. And whatever I get, I'll be putting into Misty and Palantir. When my other portfolio, my other positions, I'll kind of balance those out. But you guys know I'm trying to grow the portfolio so I can pull money out to go buy this property. Now, the property I wanted to buy, of course, the guy's been flaky. Now he's not responding. So my friend told me he saw the guy at the gas station. The guy said the property was sold. Okay, no big deal. Not meant to be. A bunch of other properties there. Even in the same building that I used to live, the same apartment that I was renting, there was another unit in there, slightly bigger than what I had, for sale. I don't even know what the value is, but it's like 360 million. 360 million, that's like 70 something thousand dollars, I think. Let me log into my transfer app real quick and I'll tell you guys. Because the rate go up and down. So I don't know what the rate was from Friday till today. It goes up and down. But you can buy properties for 50 grand. It just depends. And it just depends what you need. And I mean, you spend a lot of your time, other than if you like me, you're in the house, you're working. But other than that, you spend most of your time outside doing activities, doing stuff. I have a big ass house, 6 bedroom, 4 bathroom, 3 different floors, theater room, a walk up bar, a DJ booth. This is in my house I'm in right now. I got all this freaking space. But do you know where I spend 90% of my time in this house? Right here in this office in my bedroom. So this is a office in my bedroom. And then my bed is on the other side. But I spend 99% of my time in this house, in this space right here. The other 10% is spent in the kitchen. Cooking and making dinner and stuff for my daughter and when they're here. Or the baby when I have her. So why would I need to be in a big space like that? So 360 million, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's like what, 90 some thousand dollars, 80 some thousand dollars. Now the rate changed. The rate did drop down a little bit. So that's like $87,000 for a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, with a little studio space for like an office space. I mean, that's more than enough for a family of three, four, five, six, whatever. Um, and be comfortable. Now, I can. Where you gonna find apartment in these United States, brand new, brand used, like I like to call it, 3, 4 years old, for $89,000, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, nice kitchen, air conditioned. Well, you're gonna find a nice place like that, even though it's not a big space. In the U.S., that might be maybe 1,000 square foot. You know, maybe about 1,000 square foot or 1,200 square feet. They do meters, and I don't know what that is. I don't. I need to translate. I need to do the calculation and see what it is. But right now, it's not important. But I mean, you can have places like that, and you can even buy a place for you can buy a place for like 12,000 in the poorer neighborhoods. You can buy a house for 12 grand. It might not be the best place to stay for Americans, but I mean for people who from there, that's fine. That's the neighborhood they grew up in. You can buy a house for 12 grand, 3 bedroom, 2 bedroom with a bathroom. It might not have AC, but you can put that in there, fan and stuff, and be comfortable. Guys, I'm not preaching to you to go buy and move to Colombia. I'm just telling you to think outside the box. This is the only reason I talk about this stuff a lot on this channel, right? So I'm a passport bro, so I travel a lot, right? Now, my family is in Colombia, my family is in Georgia. I talk about family, I talk about my kids. My other daughter is in Houston, so they're kind of spread in those three places. But my older children, they don't need me. My baby need me. My daughter in college, she needs me because she needs daddy to pay tuition. Other children doing good. They're doing their own thing, living their best life. So now it's time for me to focus on myself and my baby, to give her all the attention she needs to get to what she needs to. And in the meantime, build something for her. Now, guys, my portfolio is come back, right? This number here is not accurate. But I like this tracker, like I said, because I like to use it because of these numbers. I can't get that number on the other tracker like that. And I know I tell you guys I'm working on my own. It's a work in progress and it's coming. Maybe it'll be here at the end of this year or next year. I have no idea. But guys, remember, this is not financial advice. Okay, invest in your future. We don't know what the market is going to be like tomorrow. Tomorrow the market can start down and then tick up. I get up in the morning, I look into pre-market and see what the data looks, um, to kind of give me an idea what to expect when the market opens. But guys, the overall sentiment is things are getting back to normal. So if you didn't take advantage those past weeks of buying stuff, right, then that's on you. Unlike me, I was selling stuff to save my portfolio, right, because of margins. But if you didn't have margins and you wasn't buying, that's on you. That's your business. Even though I was selling, but I was still buying some stuff too. I would sell stuff and buy a little bit, right? Sell and buy a little bit because I felt like, okay, I need to buy this. It's going to help my portfolio. And now the portfolio is coming around. My margin is way down. My margin, the usable margin cash I have right now, I think is over like 120 something thousand dollars, 130 something $1,000. So that's great. So if we can go one more month and be patient and continue to buy stuff a little bit at a time, right? By the end of June, my portfolio, end of June, if everything continues to go the way it's going, you guys not going to recognize my portfolio by the end of June. Even by the end of May. because all these red that you see in here, all these red that you see in here, it should be down to like 170. It should be down to like 70, 80,000 right now. All these red you see in here is gonna be gone. That's patience. That work in progress, right? That me buying 5 grand at a time instead of buying 30, 40,000 at a time. I'm buying 5 grand at a time. Wait another week, see what the dividend come in, spend another 5 grand, grow the dividend little by a little, but still make sure I'm not affecting my portfolio if we get another big dip in the market. Like I said, I learn. I'm still learning, right? I'm still learning. I need to build up that margin. I need to have non-margin cash in F&B for about another 100 grand. I think we can do it. It might take the end of the year to get there, but it's possible, right? As I continue to build these two portfolio, especially this one, right? As I continue to build these two portfolio, because I got some cash coming. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I take all that cash and throw it in here. 10, 15 grand, 20 grand. Just throw it in here. Now, most of that will go into Palantir and Misty, but everything else, I mean, and with that, 20 grand, I know for sure I'll be generating about $1,000 to $1,500 a month. Easy with that 20 grand. And we'll continue to grow that. Because if something happened, okay, I got 1,500 I can live off of peacefully somewhere else. Because I know I can do it peacefully, stress free somewhere else. Okay, guys? So I'm tired. I'm tired. Like I say, what is it? Beating the bush with a dead horse or whatever to say. I'm purposely saying it backwards. But if you don't get it, then you forget about it. All right, guys. I'm gonna end the thing here. It's getting long, and I love you guys. Still blessed. Tomorrow we'll get back on and see how good we're gonna do for the rest of the month. Generate a little bit more income. We know for sure we generated over $22,000 this month in income from a portfolio that is fighting for its life. All right, which is great. Now we'll go to next month and try to gain a little bit of life back in the next month and the next month. And as I continue to build the income up, right, I'm going to be diversifying back down into the other positions that I have. Okay, guys, I love you. Still blessed. And we're going to do this again tomorrow. Peace out.